Hey, my name is Louie. I'm going to be talking about how to raise your vibration and the whole purpose of why raising your vibration is important. So, step one, before you start your day, the day before, the night before you start your day, make sure to write down and do what you need to do and prepare yourself the night before for the next day. That way, when you wake up, and in the morning you can wake up with a clear mind. And why that's important is waking up with a clear mind is so important because that's when God can come in there and when you wake up with a clear mind, you're giving God space to come in there and do what he needs to do for you, and for he that's the time when he comes in there and does what he needs to do for your day to help guide you, to help minimize the stress and the heartache or the pain that, to handle everyday life things. It's hard to handle everyday life things when you don't really take the time to invite God in it. You know what I mean? It kind of makes things, anxiety, everything kind of makes all of that hard. So that's the point of starting your day with a clear mind and giving God space to come in there and do his work. And I would say every morning spend about 30 minutes with God. Spend about 30 minutes with God. And either you can pray in those 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. If you want to do more, that's even better. But I would say at least 30 minutes and pray in that 30 minutes, talk with God, or just sit there in silence. It's and doing those things is like a form of meditation, basically. So you start people say start your day with meditation. It's not always just silence. It could be just simply praying. It could be simply talking with God about just how you feel. It could be simply just sitting in silence, and things like of that nature. Another thing is always be thankful and grateful. Always be thankful and grateful and count your blessings. Why? Because you're going to start inviting more of those good things into your life. Mm-hmm. And when you're thankful, when you count your blessings, talk about what you're thankful for. Sometimes just be thankful just to be thankful. Mm-hmm. Start inviting just more positive vibrations. You invite more blessings into your life. You invite more good things into your life when you're grateful for it, Nobody wants to, a lot of you don't really want to give people something if they're not grateful for it, Why would I give you something if you're not grateful for it? Why would I continue to give you something good if you're not grateful for it, So that's, it's really important to be grateful. So that's going to help raise your vibration. Another one is eat by high vibrational food. And high vibrational food, honestly, is fruits, vegetables, mineral spring water. Another one would be, honestly, just nuts. That's another really good one. And if you don't have access to those foods, pray over your food. Whatever it is, it's fine, But if you heavily pray over your food and ask God to, pray over your food, ask God to help this food raise your vibration. Ask God to help this food fuel you in the right way, and you should be fine. Another one is do a 40-day fast or a fast you can handle. It doesn't have to be 40 days. Mm-hmm. I say 40 days because honestly, even in the Bible, a lot of prophets, a lot of people in the Bible, they even Jesus, they did a 40-day fast before God started their mission with them. That's when God came in and gave Moses the 10 commandments after his 40-day fast. But honestly, it doesn't have to be 40 days. Just do a type of fast where you give up meat. And say for 40 days you're going to give up meat. Or for 40 days give up watching TV. It doesn't even have to be for 40 days. Give yourself what you can handle. If you can only do 1 week, do only 1 week. If you can only do a fast for twice a week, then do just twice a week. But the whole point is to be intentional with it. See, what happens while you're doing these fasts is you're fixing your mindset. And you're fixing your mindset, and you start to just think and be a little bit more intentional about the things that you do. And that's really important because you start to create a positive mindset. You start to notice when you're thinking negatively about something. So you quickly notice your negative thoughts and you switch it over to positive. So fasting helps you be conscious and aware about those negative thoughts. So that way you kind of naturally end up thinking positively, and you're, see, when I did my 40-day fast, I did a whole switch up. I always try to keep things positive, but I never knew what was a necessary step to keep it going. Sometimes I would fall off track and just get sunk into negativity. Now I do a lot more better being positive, because after my fast, during my fast, I started to really be aware of my negative thought. I would sit there and hear a negative thought, and during my fast, I was able to counter, I was able to push it away, because in my fast, I gave up food, I gave up a lot of sexual things, and I gave up, and I stopped thinking about negative thoughts. I stopped thinking about unnecessary lustful thoughts, and I started to really check those thoughts and just started to go. And as I started checking those thoughts during fasting, after my fast, I was able to just do it like it was nothing. At first it was okay, takes a little time, but after that it starts to become easy. It starts to become first nature, and so fast is key to making this high vibrational journey very much easier. Oh, take a simple walk. So I wanted to do exercise. I really cared about just being healthy with being active. And I really just couldn't, it was really hard for me to just jump into intense workouts. It was really hard for me to get into shape by, I tried to do the extreme workout, go to the gym, pick up weights, but that really made me burn out really fast. So I started just walking. So you know what, I know what I can do, I can walk. So I just took simple walks. If you are not around nature, you can just take a simple walk outside of your neighborhood. You don't really have to go nowhere, but preferably I would walk in nature. Nature is a lot more, just feels a lot more better, yeah. So just a simple walk in nature, simple walk outside of your neighborhood. Whatever you can do, start with that, because after that, things will start going to the next level. You don't even have to try, just naturally go to the next level. Another thing that I was doing, I know everybody doesn't smoke, but another thing that was stopping me from raising my vibration was smoking. I didn't automatically stop smoke. I didn't stop smoking randomly. I didn't do it on no cold turkey stuff, but it started by I would smoke maybe 3-4 times a day. Then I stopped, and I just started doing it at the end of the day, just once a day. But before I even did it once a day, it would just be this morning and night, and throughout my day I would do what I need to do. So I started I started smoking less, and I started doing other things more. So when you stop doing these habits, you kind of have to replace it with something else, maybe working more or whatever you need to do to just put that to the side. And then it went from twice a day to once a day, just every night. Then it went from every night to I completely stopped. And it became easy for me because I just did it one step at a time. And once you do it one step at a time, you'll be able to completely stop. Now, why is smoking bad? Why is smoking detrimental to raising your vibration? It's because you're doing all of these things. I started doing all of these things, and as soon as I smoked, I'll end up just it ended up fogging me up mentally to where I couldn't think clearly. So I realized that I was raising my vibration, but I would go back down when I would smoke because mentally I'm fogged up. Physically, I feel sluggish in a way, even though I was still doing stuff. I kind of felt like less energy. So basically, it kind of messes with your energy. Kind of has you like all over the place. It's just, I would highly recommend to stop because ever since I stopped smoking, I see a big difference in myself. I went from having a low energy to high energy. I went from being sleepy to always energetic. And I was able to do the things that I needed to do. And big difference. Anyways, there's more to talk about these things, and we're going to have a part 2 and a part 3, part 4. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, and yeah, see you later.